And if we take a look at the interface, we're going to see that it's going to say iPod detected, it's connecting to the iPod, and now the iPod is docked. So once the iPod is docked, I can do my menu navigation by clicking the up-down buttons here. So if I click on up, you'll see it cycle through different status here. So I have genres, artists, so if I click on select, it takes me one layer deeper. Now let's say I can pick, say, Aerosmith, and I can go down and take a look. Okay, so I have an album there. And if I click on select one more time, it's going to start playing that particular album. I don't have speakers connected, so we're not hearing anything. But from here now, I can also, I can do my skipping, play, turn shuffle mode on, shuffle mode off. So that gives this basic iPod, control right from this interface. So now I'm going to go over the video sources. So the video sources are the DVRs or the Blu-ray player. So again, to switch over to a DVR, it's as easy as picking one of these. Now I'm going to just go over just a little bit on why there's so many listed here. An initial thought you may say it's a little bit confusing, but obviously the DVRs have no real names. They're all kind of can be assigned to anything. So there comes an issue of managing the DVRs and deciding who ends up being able to pick a specific DVR, because there could be conflicts. So let's say you picked one DVR and somebody in another room mistakenly picked the one that you have set up on that TV. If they start controlling, they'll be controlling your DVR, and it's probably not what you want to do. So an easy way of managing that is to assign names to each of the DVRs for each TV. Because that way, me as a user, I'll go to the Fitness Right TV and I know, okay, if I want to watch TV, I'm just going to pick on my Fitness Right DVR, and now I know that that one is assigned to that TV and nobody else should be using that. Now, in the fitness area, there happens to be two TVs, so from a user standpoint, if they wanted to play, let's say, the same DVR on both TVs, it's kind of easy to manage, because they would just go to the first TV, let's say Fitness Right. They would pick that DVR, and now you see Fitness Right has changed. And if I want to play the same thing on Fitness Left, I would just pick the same DVR, Fitness Right. And now both the Fitness Right TV and the Fitness Left TV are playing the same DVR content. So Fitness Right and Fitness Left just means, on the right side there's one LCD, on the left side there's another LCD. So I just labeled them that way, so that they knew what TV they happened to be controlling at that one time. In most homes, if this was a residential setting, most times there's not two TVs in a room, so it would just be the room name. But in this commercial setting, there are more than one TV in some of the rooms. So if I click on the Details button, I get my remote emulator, and this will allow me to control my cable box now right from here. So, channel up, down, or anything else that I might want to do. The last video source that we have is the Blu-ray player. So if I click on Blu-ray, again, it's that easy, and then I have a remote emulator for the Blu-ray player. So if we want to actually take a look at that, let me log out here so we can go back to my limited login capability. And I do happen to have something connected for the theater projector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the theater projector by clicking on this button. And what's going to happen now, if we take a look at some of the equipment, my Denon receiver is turning on, my projector is turning on, and now we're hearing some sound coming out from the speakers. Now, this is the video that's supposed to be on the projector. I didn't really connect the HDMI cable on there, but now this is technically the Blu-ray player. It's currently playing the movie 300. So I'm going to go into my remote emulator page from here, and we can see I am sending out some IR signals, so I can click on my pause button and I've paused the video. I can click on play. Clicking on pop-up brings up my pop-up menu. And so I have my control right from here. So I'm going to pick, let's say, a a different scene.
Is this all? As you ordered. 300.
And turning off the zone, same thing. What it does is it'll tell the projector to turn off. You can see the projector's turning off. You can hear it kind of powering down. And the receiver is turned off. I did add one more thing. With projectors, they go into a cool down cycle. So while they're cooling down, you don't want to be trying to cycle and turn that on and off. Everything's going to go out of sync. So if I try to turn this on now, it gives me a prompt and it tells me, sorry, you can't turn this on at this moment, the projector's powering down. And it's the same thing, if I try to change sources, it won't let me. Because on source change, it also ends up turning on the projector, or turning it off, depending on what's selected. So I got to give this some time for the projector to cool down, and once it does, I'll be able to turn the zone back on if I want to. So the last thing I wanted to show was the feedback, going back and forth with the ADA system and how fast it really is. The ADA hardware is just fantastic for that. I mean, their control protocol is amazing. But what I'm going to show is on the audio-only zones. I had mentioned that we have some volume control knobs, and I have them over here. So right now they're showing red lights, which means they're off. I'm not exactly sure which one belongs to what zone, but I'm just going to pick on one of these. Now, with the ADA volume knobs, if you click on it, it turns the zone on. And if we take a look at the interface here, we see my green light has turned on here for the resource room. Now, if I turn the knob, and we take a look at the interface, we're going to see the feedback coming immediately that the zone volume is changing. They also did where I could cycle through sources from here just by clicking on the knob. So if I click on this, you can see my source is changing. So it's going to iPod dock, now Sirius radio, XM radio, and HD radio. So I just wanted to show that there is full two-way communication going on with the ADA system, and it's pretty much immediate. As soon as I change here, it gets updated onto our GUIs. So another feature that I implemented was with the projector zone, and even with the TV zones, when I select an audio-only source, I don't want the TV to turn on, and if it's on, I want to turn it off. The reason for that is there'll be no video going into that TV, so it'll just be showing a black screen. So what's the point of having the TV on? So what I was going to show was if I go in here and select source on the projector, and if I pick, let's say, Sirius radio, you'll see the projector will kick on, but the dead-on receiver will kick on, but the projector stays off up on top. And same thing if I go to iPod dock, there's no video associated with that, and you can hear that the receiver did switch to the iPod dock. But now if I go back here and I switch to the Blu-ray player, we'll hear the projector kick on, and we'll get the movie start to play. So it's a really nice feature, and even if I bumped out from Blu-ray player back to the iPod, it would shut it down. But right now it won't let me because the projector is powering up. So I have to wait for the projector to power up until I can tell it to shut down. Another nice little feature that I implemented is the volume control is nice to do fine control from here. It'll jump up by steps of 2. But sometimes you may want to do some quick volume selection. So I created this page that allows me to go quickly and select a different desired volume level. I can still have my fine volume adjustment from here, as well as going into the details page. I do have my volume adjustment here, as well as being able to click and do a quick volume adjustment right from this page. Now that the projector is powered up, I can, let's say, switch to an audio-only source, and we should see the projector power down.
To learn more about this project, visit our website, VidaBox.com, or give us a call. Thanks for watching.